All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of Gar Capital. Glad to be with you this morning and every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button if you like these videos. Subscribe to the channel. It is free for everybody. Turn notifications so you don't miss any videos that we do. I do the Morning Note 5 days a week, or when the market is actually open. And then, of course, we do the weekend recap. So if you like these videos, make sure to check out our other videos where we talk about the market pretty much on a daily basis. Always fun. All right, let's go ahead and get started around the horn. Dow futures up 194 points, 37,684. The Dow Jones index, 37,090, new all-time highs. Congratulations to everybody that stuck with the YouTube channel, that has been listening and understanding why things move the way they move. We have talked about seasonality over and over and over again. I also did a Instagram live video with Nick on Instagram. So if you guys want to take a look at that, talked about a couple of things in regards to the market too. That's our Instagram at Gar Capital, all one word. There's a lot of fakes out there, guys. Trust me, we're trying to get the blue verification sticker, but it takes a little bit, obviously. They don't have it for the business yet, at least to pay for it. Sorry. NASDAQ futures soaring. What else is new, right? 16,853, up 0.46%. The S&P up 0.56%, 47.87. Russell is starting to push a lot higher now, 2% now. Not really surprising, as rates have collapsed. Below 4%, we got there. Congratulations, 10-year Treasury yield owners. Right before 5%, we were saying that we knew we were going to pull back, and we got it, 3.953%. We'll go ahead and chart that here in a second. The dollar index, we're going to get below 100. That's pretty much a guarantee. The question is when. 102.19, we're going to chart that as well. VIX down 1.80%, $11.97. It hasn't been this cheap to buy insurance on your stocks or the stock market. I would say in about a couple of years now, maybe 2019. Crude oil is up 3%, 71.59, $2.08, up 3%. So unfortunately, your gains in the stock market are going to go to the pump slightly. Gold futures 2052. We love gold, as we know, because that's the dollar. Lower rates, lower dollar, lower inflation. Check, check, check. Took a while, but 2023 hit the themes that we were looking for. So love it, love it. Silver 24.39, up 6.43%. $3.89 for copper. Come on, $4. That's a good sign. We want that. Again, that's a proxy for construction overseas, you know, copper and all that such. Euro dollar up 77 pips, 109.52. 141.73, down 0.81%. 1.3431 on the dollar Canadian dollar. That's down 86 pips. Thank you. Oil 127.35 for the pound dollar, up 115 pips. That's more like it. Remember that volatility from pound dollar, my Forex traders from back in the day? 200 points, 200 pips, 150 pips, pretty much on the daily. The good old days of Brexit. 42,635 on Bitcoin. We just fell a little bit, down 1.33%, yet 2,285 on Ethereum, up 0.40%. Good morning, everyone. A little bit of a change. Just want to give everyone a heads up on the actual server. Premium Masterclass members, you guys have been asking to do more of the live radio where we talk to you guys, and we have like a kind of a private chat room just for Premium and Masterclass, where we're gonna actually, it's voice chat, but then you guys you can type. Think of it as YouTube, an extension of YouTube in the morning. So I'm gonna start doing that heading into the opening bell into 10 a.m. You guys seem to like it, so we're gonna do it more, and then we'll do it at the closing bell. Time permitting, obviously, from like 3:45 to 4 o'clock or so. We'll see what we could do. Nick is always on with futures anyway, so just wanted to give that housekeeping note. So, welcome. All-time highs in the Dow. The question remains, what now? What next, right? That's kind of the deal. Let's go to the SPX, S&P 500. Now, this is the one where I said we would hit all-time highs. Technically speaking, SPY has hit all-time highs, if you count dividends. If you count dividends. So for now, we're just not going to count it. Let's go ahead and focus on the traders. Now what do? 479? Yeah, 480 is coming, guys. I think that's pretty much set in stone. The question is when. You're either in two camps. You're going to be in the camp of, by the end of next week, the end of the year, or end of January. I don't think we'll get that by the end of the week. So let's temper expectations. Do I think we get to SPY all-time highs by the end of the year? Yes. So do not be surprised. The 480 calls for December 30th or whatever the expiry date for the 31st will probably have the most volume because it's a breakout. So do I recommend getting that? If we get some kind of pullback, yes. Yes, we will get a pullback, some kind, obviously. Now the question is, do we get it in January or do we get it now? Is Santa bells ringing? I don't think I need to be here to confirm that already. I think you guys have been here long enough. I assume so. So yes, we are going to go higher. So I just want to make sure I reiterate this. For the time being, at least for now, it is a buy the dip market. That's that simple. It's going to be a buy the dip market for now. We're getting rate cuts. Even Powell said, I don't necessarily agree with him at this point, but he didn't actually cut anything, so that's fine. But rate hikes are officially done only about 10 months later than I thought it would. So again, I wasn't right about everything. But again, the themes were there. The themes were there, and obviously the information was there. But when you're getting rate cuts like that, and they're already pre-announcing it, I want you guys to have some homework tonight. I want you guys to research on Wikipedia or whatever you want the 1982 midterm election, why political, and I want you to read exactly the things that were said against Ronald Reagan at that time. This is not a political statement about leaning. It's about showing you how times often repeat, history repeats. Very similar stuff that we were going through in 1982. Paul Volcker, who was the Fed chair at the time, also started cutting rates. After that, we had a boom. Yes, a boom called the Reagan boom from 1983 to 1987. So about 4 years. That is exactly what I expect if employment stays where it is. Retail sales also beat, but employment is also strong. Let's go over that number rather quickly. And then I want to go over some other things. Let's go to watch. Oh, no, wrong one. Live market block. Here we go. Retail sales up 0.3% versus the 0.1% previous. Negative 0.1%. The estimate was negative in retail sales. That was a beat. So you got lower inflation, a consumer that is spending, jobless claims again, 202,000 versus 220 expected. This is what we're going to start hearing from now on. So I'm going to start giving you exactly kind of what's the news crawl going to be on CNBC, Fox News, Bloomberg's, yada yada. You're going to hear the word Goldilocks a lot. What does that mean? Where you don't have the porridge too hot, too cold. So what we're trying to find now, my expectation, fiscally speaking, in terms of monetary policy, is that they're trying to find balance. That we are a little too restrictive in terms of our monetary policy. These mortgage refinances that are about to flood the system, you need to keep an eye on banks. You need to keep an eye on the small caps. Mortgage companies, real estate, also you also have home builders. They are going to benefit from lower rates. So now let's go ahead and take a look at 10-year yields. TNX, I know there's a lot of questions. Sorry, guys. We are now below the 200-day moving average. We know the saying, nothing good happens below the 200-day. Am I right, folks? Here's the problem. Well, not the problem, actually a really good thing. We got a gap to fill here at 3.1. More than likely that you will be there by the end of next year. I know that's so vague, but yeah, that's where you're going. With rate cuts, you should hit 3.143% on a 10-year basis by the end of 2024. As we know, lower rates are accommodative for growth. Accommodative for what? For stocks. If the dollar goes down and rates go down, guys, the stock market's going to go higher. It will not be a straight shot. So before anyone yells at me saying that, hey, you promised bags and you promised Lambos, eventually you will get there. The problem is that we trade week to week. That's kind of the difficult part. I want to go ahead and show you guys the dollar real quick. The dollar's also below the 200-day. We are getting really close to a death cross on the dollar. And once that's done, guys, the next little headline crawl below on Fox News, Bloomberg, and CNBC will be, is the dollar too weak? Is the dollar too weak for this economy? What happened to America and the American prestige of the dollar? You'll wait. It just happens that way. So again, homework tonight, read about 1982 financial policy, economics, midterm elections to kind of give you a kind of a reading of how both times will have gone. You're kind of starting getting to that point to either kind of a Reagan type, melt up boom, where you have full employment, lower rates from a peak, plus a dollar sliding as well. The energy prices back in the 80s were high as well. So we're seeing a lot of parallels there. And we also had Mideast crisis back in the 80s as well. So a lot of things that are kind of showing similarities. So again, guys, I want you guys to read that so you can know the script. You guys know the script of how it works before anyone else talks about it. And that's going to give you that edge moving forward. So let's go ahead and pivot and answer some questions here. Sorry, guys. What did I say? Blast off. Ryan, you are the man. Blast off indeed. Glad to be with you again this morning. Do you think Russell can hit 220 by end of year? There's one thing. IWM has not been good to me. Russell futures have. We're starting to hit our head near a kind of a possible trend line here. 200 by the end of the year is definitely a possibility. Would I buy it here? No. I think if we get, we're actually pre-market 197. 197.18, 197.55. You do have kind of this double, triple top possibility. Yeah, you're going to get to 200 by the end of the year. Sorry, Arthur. I was trying to be at least a little conservative and say, oh, this is possible. No, you're going there. Sorry. I should have saved you the time and say, yeah, you're going to 200. Is buying bonds ETF a good buy for 2024? The TLT, you mean? Yes, it is. Just not this very second. Why do I say that? We need to get above. Oh, actually, yes, it is a buy. Actually, you're above the 200-day now. I keep looking at yesterday's close because of daily. I'm sorry, but we're getting the movement now. Yes, TLT is a buy. Been saying it since January. Crushed it on GS. Thank you. Fist bump. SB. Nice. 220 is crazy. 220. Oh, 220. I think I meant 200. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. 220 by the end of the year? No. Oh my God. I thought you said 200. I need my glasses. 200, yes. 220, no. That's not going to happen. But I like the 200s though. To be honest, I like the 200 by the end of the year. Hell, maybe in the 203s. But again, IWM hasn't been good to us. So again, sorry, Arthur. It's 200, I think, by the end of the year. Absolutely not 220. I'm sorry. 220. I love the bullishness, but no, not by the end of the year. That would be amazing though, but no, it's not. That's not the case. My God, I saw it. Ryan, I swear I saw 200. Don't kill me, please. IWM, we were looking at Goldman Sachs. We talked about it in terms of the watch list this week on their market blog. Let me see if I can get that for you guys. So again, I send these out every weekend. Just send 3. All the details go on Upstart. We sent the 42 calls. That was yesterday. Yeah, 42 calls for this week, 13K involved. They soared. Let's see if I can find that deal here. Here we go. See? Boeing hit in the money, Apple hit in the money, and then Goldman. So here is the watch list that we had this past weekend, and this is the watch list based on that. So again, those 3 stocks, if you are interested in kind of reviewing on exactly what we did or what we were looking at, take a look at the weekly video because we talked about these names: Boeing, Goldman Sachs, and Apple. We caught all 3. So congratulations to those that are in the server. Enjoy your money. Let's see. Just curious. Yeah, no. Come on. Not 220. 200, yeah, but not 220. No. That would be amazing, though. Goldman Sachs, does it have more room to go? My answer is yes, it does. I like 380. We're going to keep an eye on some volume. Here's the tough part, guys. When you have a soar job, do you chase it? What do you think? What do you do? Look at the names that have been beaten down. Remember the past year, those high beta names? Those are going to move. The banks are not at all-time highs, guys. Goldman Sachs is not at all-time highs or anything. Yes, Apple hit all-time highs. Microsoft hit all-time highs recently. I think Google did recently. Amazon has more to go, I believe. They did finally break 150, Amazon. Can you believe that Amazon has not broken 150? Wow. Interesting. There is a gap to fill, 163.06. Keep an eye on Amazon for Q1. I like Amazon for a little more upside to get to 163.06. So that's going to be something on our watch list moving forward, because you are getting a breakout, at least on a shorter time frame, right around the 4-hour chart. So there you go. Top 3 commercial airliners to fly with. Either that, fly domestic, international. It doesn't have to be publicly traded. 3 commercial airliners that I fly. My favorite ones. Number 1 is Delta. I like Delta the most, and then JetBlue would be number 2. And then the other 2, I would say Southwest or American. Southwest because, hey man, you could just pick any seat and it's all good. It is on the cheaper side. I've only flown Spirit once and never again. It is so uncomfortable. I would stay away from the Frontiers and the Spirits, but Delta to me, all around, they're the best, in my opinion. I caught the whole move on Upstart and still have runners. Man, that Upstart move, I talked about it on the radio too. That's the crazy thing. And you still have the gap to fill too, right at 46.25. So it still has juice, but the problem is that the expiry was for this week. So that's where the volume was. There was a lot of opportunity out there. Shopify. Now this one has been driving me nuts, but we're finally getting that breakout that we're looking for. I have the 77 calls for tomorrow. So I do have some high beta into stock running, and you had retail sales actually beat. I think Shop has more. I think Shop, we got a chance. Mara was in the money just this morning. Of course it was. Of course. But what a comeback. We got the gap fill we wanted. The question is, does it hit before expiry tomorrow? So do not forget, according to the Almanac this week, on Friday, do I have it here? Friday the 15th, it is OPEX, it is triple witching, and it does say bullish. Triple witching, S&P is up 26 of the last 40. 2018, it was down 2.1%. So I do fully expect us to have a continuance at least to the end of the week. Maybe next week we get a little bit of a breather. The last time I thought the market would get a breather, I did QQQ puts and I got smoked. So, I mean, what breather? At this point, you can't even fight the tape. It's just the reality. So, we'll be watching Mara. We'll be watching Shop. Amazon I also like for the next couple of weeks at least, but we'll see what we get. I think we get both of these this week. That'll be a very nice bow to the week itself. Good morning. How do you feel about Microsoft? The 380 calls. Let's see it. Yeah, Microsoft not at all-time highs anyways. Well, you got right here, if you break 377.73, yeah, you can actually do the 385s. You don't even need to do the 380s. You could just play the retest to all-time highs, in my opinion. 380s would be a little more safe, but I would wait for next week. If you break 377.74, that's the Wednesday high or yesterday's high, and then that'll get us where we want to go. But wait for that level first. Good morning. Palantir. Palantir, again, I had an alert above 1814. It just broke pre-market. So what I'm going to do is, just to be conservative, I'm going to put that above now 1828, which was the pre-market highs. If we can get above that, let's go to the daily. If we get above that, we can target 19, which is the 20-day. And then if with a little luck, if we get a little more of a push, it'll probably get to 20 and we'll be deep in the money. But we'll buy next week's or see the volume maybe a couple of weeks or so. But 1828, and then I'll target 19. So I do like Palantir here, yes. The only issue that I fear is that we had this gap fill down here, but it seems to be holding that support right around 17 anyway. So again, 1828, we need about 10 more cents, and then I like Palantir next week. So it's a good setup there. I like it. All right, team, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. Thank you guys so much for your time. As always, congratulations if you really caught all this move in 2023. Happy to do it. Happy to give you guys all the advice you guys need, answer your questions. If you like 2023, you're really going to love 2024 is all I'm going to say. So we're just going to be better, and it's going to be better all around. And I'm very excited for that. We'll go and finish the last one. Coinbase, very similar to Mara, obviously. Coinbase is a breakout. You have a gap to fill at 176. So use that gap fill as kind of a way to take a look at possible future options contracts, because you're not going to get 176 tomorrow or next week or anything like that. But take a look at the volume in terms of what's in the middle of that, because you really don't have anything to stop you here except for this gap fill, because that can stop that. That would just fill that. 176.39. So anything in between here, anything above 10,000 in volume would pique my interest on coin. So keep an eye on Coinbase on that end. But right here, I mean, we just don't know what the volume's going to look like in the morning. And then Roblox to finish. Roblox still needs 47.06, guys. That's that 1, 2, 3 quad top. So we got to wait for that. And PayPal to finish up. PayPal is still below the 200-day. 67.07 breaks above that. Then you have a gap to fill at 72.20. I'd wait for this level here, because if anything, you might just get rejected right here. 64.82 is the 200. Get me to 67.07. That's the alert I have on PayPal. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your Thursday, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the next morning note. Cheers, all. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you like.